Have you ever woken up, looked in the mirror, and thought to yourself, where did all the energy go? Maybe you used to feel sharp, strong, and ready to take on the day. And now mornings feel slower, joints a bit stiffer, and days seem to pass without that spark you once had. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Aging isn't something we can stop, but how we age, that's something we have more control over than many of us realize. The truth is, it's not the big dramatic changes that make the difference after 60. It's the small, consistent habits, the things we do each day without thinking, that can either move us closer to a longer, healthier life or slowly chip away at our vitality. And the good news? It's never too late to start fresh. You can add more energy to your mornings, more strength to your body, more clarity to your mind, and yes, even more years to your life, just by making a few simple adjustments to how you live each day. In this video, we're going to talk about 7 daily habits that have the power to transform how you feel and help you live longer, healthier, and happier. These aren't fads or extreme changes. They're real practical habits you can start today, right from your own home, no matter your age, your background, or your fitness level. Let's begin with something you do every day, but maybe haven't been using to your full advantage: how you start your morning. There's a quiet power in your morning routine. It sets the tone for the rest of your day. And one of the most powerful habits you can build after 60 is simply getting sunlight within the first hour of waking up. Just stepping outside for 10 to 15 minutes in the morning light can do wonders. You might think, what difference could that possibly make? But studies show that early exposure to natural light helps reset your internal clock, improves your sleep quality, boosts your mood, and even supports your metabolism. The best part? It's free. All you have to do is sit on your porch with your coffee, take a slow walk around the block, or even just stand by a sunny window and let the light hit your face. You don't need to run or jog or stretch yourself into a sweat. Just be present in the light. That one simple act tells your brain it's time to wake up, and it can shift your energy and focus for the entire day. Now, once you've had your sunlight, what's the next thing you usually reach for? For many people, it's coffee, and there's nothing wrong with that. But what if you added just 1 glass of water before your morning coffee? That leads us into the second daily habit: starting your day with hydration. After 60, our bodies become a bit less efficient at telling us we're thirsty. Dehydration can sneak up on us and show up as fatigue, headaches, poor concentration, or even dizziness. And here's the thing: a dehydrated body can't function at its best. It's like trying to drive a car with no oil. It might move, but not for long. So make it a habit to drink a full glass of water first thing in the morning, before anything else. Just 1 glass helps flush out toxins that build up overnight, jumpstarts your digestion, and wakes up your organs gently. Add a squeeze of lemon for extra vitamin C and liver support if you like. But even plain water is powerful. Think of it as giving your body a fresh start each morning, like washing the windshield before a drive. It just makes everything clearer. And while we're on the topic of how you fuel your body, let's talk about the third habit, one that might surprise you: eating a protein-rich breakfast. After 60, your muscles begin to naturally weaken unless you actively maintain them. It's a process called sarcopenia, and it can lead to frailty, falls, and even loss of independence down the road. But you can fight it every single morning with food. A protein-packed breakfast helps you preserve muscle, feel fuller longer, and avoid those mid-morning energy crashes. Eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, tofu, or even a protein smoothie can all do the trick. You don't need to eat a giant meal, just something with 15 to 20 grams of protein to start your engine strong. And if you're someone who's been skipping breakfast altogether, thinking it's healthier, think again. For seniors especially, skipping meals can mess with blood sugar, slow your metabolism, and leave you feeling more sluggish than sharp. So make it a routine. Hydrate, get your sunlight, then feed your body with something that actually fuels it. You might notice a theme here. None of these habits require big money, fancy equipment, or even a gym membership. They're gentle shifts, ones that respect your current lifestyle, while helping you build a stronger foundation for tomorrow. Now that we've started with those first 3 habits, morning light, hydration, and a strong breakfast, You might already feel like this is doable, and that's because it is. These are not trends or gimmicks. They are time-tested, science-backed ways to give your body what it needs, not just to survive, but to thrive in your 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond. Let's keep going. There's still more to uncover, more daily choices that can help you live longer, feel better, and enjoy each day with more confidence and strength than ever before. Now that your mornings are off to a better start, with sunlight, hydration, and a strong breakfast, let's talk about something equally important that happens throughout your day, but doesn't always get the attention it deserves. Movement. Not extreme workouts, not punishing routines, just simple, steady movement. Here's the truth. The body thrives when it moves, and it stiffens, weakens, and slows down when it doesn't. And after 60, regular movement becomes one of the most powerful tools you have to stay strong, independent, and full of life. But I'm not talking about running marathons or doing heavy lifting. I'm talking about daily intentional motion, taking a walk after breakfast, stretching while you watch TV, doing light chores around the house with a little more purpose and energy. It all adds up. The key is consistency. You don't need to exhaust yourself. Just move a little more than you did yesterday. Set a simple goal, 20 to 30 minutes of light activity spread throughout the day. You can break it up into chunks, 10 minutes in the morning, 10 in the afternoon, another 10 in the evening. That's it. And every step you take is like a little deposit in your long-term health account. What's even more amazing? Movement doesn't just help your body, it helps your mind. Which brings us to the next habit, keeping your brain engaged. Your brain is like a muscle. It needs exercise too. And unfortunately, as we get older, too many people stop challenging their minds. They fall into routine, stop learning new things, and that's when mental fog, forgetfulness, and even depression can sneak in. But when you stay mentally active, when you keep learning, solving, creating, you give your brain new connections to build, and that helps keep it sharp and responsive even into your 80s and 90s. So how do you do that? It doesn't have to be anything complicated. Read books that make you think. Try out puzzles like Sudoku or crosswords. Listen to educational podcasts. Take a class at your local community center or online from the comfort of your home. Learn how to use a new app on your phone or pick up a hobby you've never tried before. Paint, write, play an instrument, even if you've never done it before, especially if you've never done it before. You might feel a little silly at first. That's okay. The goal isn't to be perfect, it's to stay curious. Curiosity keeps you young. Curiosity keeps your brain alive. And when you stretch your mind every day, even just for a few minutes, you build resilience against memory loss, confusion, and cognitive decline. Now, while we're feeding the brain and moving the body, we can't ignore something that often gets brushed under the rug in later years, the power of connection. One of the habits that truly adds life to your years and years to your life is making time for meaningful connection. Not just casual chats, but conversations that make you feel heard, seen, and valued. Loneliness is more dangerous than people realize. It's been linked to heart disease, depression, even earlier death. And sadly, it often creeps in after 60 when kids move out, spouses pass away, or friends move on. But you don't have to let it take root. That's why this next habit is so powerful, nurturing your emotional connections. And again, it doesn't have to be complicated. Call a friend, have a weekly lunch with someone you trust, join a group or a club that meets regularly, attend church or a local community gathering, smile at people when you're out, even if you don't know them. That small act of friendliness could open the door to something bigger. And if your current circle feels distant or unavailable, build a new one. It's not too late. Volunteering, group classes, online communities. There are so many places to meet kind, genuine people who are looking for connection too. You're not alone, even if it feels like it sometimes. The habit here is simple. Reach out. Every day. One small effort to connect. A message, a visit, even a smile can be a lifeline. For both of you. It's incredible how much healthier we feel when our hearts are full, when we know someone cares, and when we're reminded that we still matter. Because you do. You matter. Your presence, your wisdom, your kindness. And making that a part of your daily life creates a ripple effect of emotional well-being that lifts not just your spirit, but your overall health too. So now we've touched on how you start your day, how you move through it, how you feed your body and your brain, and how you nourish your heart through connection. These habits might seem small on their own: a little sunlight, a glass of water, a morning walk, a conversation. But together they form the foundation of a life that's fuller, healthier, and more joyful. You don't have to do everything at once. Just start somewhere. Pick one thing that feels doable today and build from there. Let's keep going and talk about how to reinforce these habits in a way that feels natural and sustainable, not forced. Because the real secret to living longer isn't just what you do, it's how you stick with it. When we think about sticking with healthy habits, the first thing that often comes to mind is discipline. But let me tell you something important. After 60, it's not about forcing yourself into routines you hate. It's about finding joy in what helps you feel alive. Because if something makes you feel better, stronger, and more at peace, you're naturally going to want to keep doing it. That's why this next habit is all about mindfulness. Not the kind you read about in magazines with complicated breathing techniques or silent retreats. No, we're talking about something simple and real. Just a few minutes a day where you pause, take a breath, and check in with you. Think about it. How often do we move through our days on autopilot? We eat without tasting, walk without noticing, breathe without really breathing. But when you slow down, even for 5 minutes, and just pay attention, something amazing happens. Your heart rate settles. Your stress melts. Your mind clears. You feel more present, more grounded. And stress, believe it or not, is one of the biggest thieves of longevity. Chronic stress can raise your blood pressure, mess with your sleep, weaken your immune system, and wear you down emotionally. But mindfulness, practiced even in small doses, has been shown to reduce all of that. So how do you bring this into your daily life? It can be as simple as sitting with your eyes closed and breathing deeply for a few minutes, or sipping your tea in silence while watching the trees sway outside, or going for a slow, intentional walk where you notice the sounds around you, the feel of the wind on your face, the beat of your footsteps. This quiet space you create isn't wasted time. It's healing time. And when you give your body and mind a chance to reset every day, you're not just calming your nerves, you're creating space for health to grow. Now let's talk about something that many people ignore until it becomes a problem: sleep. We all know sleep is important, but after 60, it becomes even more essential. Your body needs quality sleep to repair itself, to keep your memory sharp, your immune system strong, and your mood balanced. Yet so many seniors struggle with falling asleep, staying asleep, or waking up feeling groggy. And here's what often happens. They brush it off. They say, "That's just how it is when you get older." But poor sleep isn't a normal part of aging. It's something you can absolutely improve with the right habits. That's why the next daily habit is about protecting your sleep like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. Start by creating a relaxing bedtime routine. Turn off screens at least an hour before bed. Dim the lights. Avoid caffeine in the late afternoon. Make your bedroom a sanctuary, cool, dark, and quiet. Try reading a book, listening to soft music, or practicing those few minutes of deep breathing before you lie down. Let your body know it's time to rest. And just as importantly, wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. This helps your body develop a rhythm that naturally leads to better sleep. Over time, you'll fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, and wake up feeling refreshed instead of drained. When you sleep well, everything improves. Your memory, your energy, your mood, even your appetite. It's like giving your body a nightly reset, and it's one of the kindest things you can do for yourself. Now, before we wrap this up, there's one more daily habit that's a bit different, but possibly the most powerful of all. It's not about food or exercise or sleep. It's about purpose. After retirement, after the kids have grown, after the busyness of life slows down, many people are left wondering, what now? And when we don't have a reason to get up in the morning, our bodies and minds start to slow down too. But when you have a purpose, even a small one, You wake up with more energy, more focus, more life. That purpose doesn't have to be big or grand. It can be as simple as caring for your garden, volunteering at a food bank, mentoring someone younger, creating art, or just showing up for someone who needs you. You've lived decades. You've learned lessons, survived challenges, and built a life of value. Don't underestimate how powerful your presence is, how much your story, your wisdom, and your kindness still matter in the world. So the final habit is this: give your day a reason. Wake up and ask yourself, who can I help today? Or what can I enjoy today? Live with intention. Because when you have something to look forward to, something meaningful to give or do, your health follows. You see these 7 habits: morning sunlight, hydration, a strong breakfast, daily movement, brain engagement, emotional connection, mindfulness, better sleep, and a sense of purpose. They're not just about living longer. They're about living better. They create the kind of life that feels full, not just in years, but in joy. They're not rules, they're gifts you give yourself. And you don't have to be perfect. You just have to begin. Maybe today you step outside for 5 minutes of morning sun. Maybe tomorrow you go for a short walk or add an egg to your breakfast. Each small step is a vote for your future, and every day is another chance to choose health, energy, and happiness. So if this video has spoken to you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What habits do you already have? Which ones are you going to try starting today? Share in the comments. I read every one of them, and your story might inspire someone else watching right now.